Who is Blue Beetle? Blue Beetle was created in 1939 at the beginning of the golden age of comics. Superman had only been around since the year before, and these were early days for superheroes. There was a lot of borrowing from other characters, and Blue Beetle at first seemed a lot like another colorful bug, the Green Hornet. The comic industry had a lot of growing pains, and these stories are full of charming inconsistencies, from changes of costumes, superpowers, even the spelling of characters' names. Does Garrett have one T or two? In an origin story by graphic novel pioneer Will Eisner, Dan Garrett was inspired to become a policeman after gangsters killed his father. Believing that being a patrolman did not accomplish enough in the fight against crime, Garrett put on a mask and a blue suit and became the Blue Beetle. With no superpowers, he used only his wits and ordinary human strength. Blue Beetle was almost killed in an early adventure. His ally Dr. Franz created Vitamin 2X to save Blue Beetle's life. Vitamin 2X also granted him super strength, super speed, and super intelligence. Now, in an armored costume, Dan Garrett defended the citizens of Big Town. Blue Beetle appeared in many comics and followed in Superman's footsteps as only the second superhero to star in his own solo title. His popularity soon had him starring in 3 comics at the same time, and in his own radio show heard from coast to coast.
A crusader for law. In reality, Dan Garrett, a rookie patrolman, loved by everyone but suspected by none of being the Blue Beetle.
He even had a daily newspaper strip that featured the very first superhero work by legendary comic creator Jack Kirby, even before he created Captain America. And there's so much more. There was even a contest to win a free puppy. In the Silver Age of comics, Charlton Comics acquired the right to Blue Beetle and decided on a new direction for the character. Dan Garrett, now officially spelled with 2 T's, was no longer a policeman, but an archaeologist studying in Egypt. He found a magical scarab in a mummy's tomb, and with the scarab and by saying the words Kaji Da, Garrett became Blue Beetle, complete with superhuman strength, the ability to fly, and he could now shoot lightning from his hands. Charlton soon followed the trend of updating Golden Age characters for the new era and updated Blue Beetle. Steve Ditko, renowned creator of Spider-Man, created this new version. Genius inventor Ted Kord was assisting his Uncle Jarvis with his experiments. Unknowingly, he provided the missing piece for a streamlined model of super strong robots. He confided the problem to his friend Dan Garrett, inadvertently alerting Blue Beetle. Garrett died in the ensuing fight, but not before passing on the torch of Blue Beetle. Although Ted did not possess the scarab, he trained hard and used his great intelligence and technical know-how to take over as a third incarnation of Blue Beetle. At the end of the Bronze Age, independent publisher AC Comics licensed Charlton's line of action heroes to use in a new series of comics. Blue Beetle made only a couple of appearances before this era ended when DC Comics brought the action heroes from Charlton and ended AC's license abruptly. With DC, the action heroes played a second role and became the inspiration for Alan Moore's The Watchmen. In 1985, at the beginning of the modern age, DC had a multiverse full of their own characters, as well as a throng of characters purchased from other companies. To streamline and simplify their comics, they shuffled them all together into one universe with a shared history and continuity. They called the story Crisis on Infinite Earths, and Ted Kord's Blue Beetle made his first DC appearance in the first issue. His own title debuted shortly after. Now, this time, Ted Kord, still a genius inventor, joined the Justice League, where he formed a fast friendship with Booster Gold. The duo brought humor into their adventures, which tried the patience of those around them. Kord was ultimately slain by a former ally when he uncovered an anti-superhero conspiracy. But shortly after Ted Kord's death, Mexican-American teenager Jaime Reyes found Dan Garrett's missing scarab. The scarab bonded itself to Jaime's spine, created armor for him, and revealed itself to be alien in origin. Jaime formed a connection with Booster Gold, proved himself time and again to be a hero, and joined both the Teen Titans and Justice League. After a reboot from DC, Ted Kord is also now alive and well, and mentoring Jaime as they work to remove the scarab from his spine. So, who is Blue Beetle? Read and find out for yourself. You can read Blue Beetle comics through Atlanta, Texas Public Library's Overdrive ebook collection, featuring all 11 volumes of Guandanaland Comics' Golden and Silver Age Blue Beetle collection, the largest collection available with over 2,500 pages of Blue Beetle action.